Hello, so my name is Sarah and I'm just going to speak a bit today about the school. So I started my journey at Liberton High School in 2013 as a first year pupil. Shortly after that, on the 1st of April 2014, we all received the news that our good friend had been involved in an incident in the PE block when a wall fell on her and she sadly died. I have now just entered my 6th year at Liberton High School, and throughout the years I have seen very little to no material change in the school environment. Yes, we've had an extension on the PE block, but that was necessary given that the old PE block had to be demolished. When we, as pupils, see other schools being replaced with brand new buildings, fitted with state-of-the-art learning and teaching equipment, and a warm, welcome, safe environment, we constantly ask ourselves, why not Liberton?
Thank you, Sarah. I want to ask if you can remember what you were doing on the 1st of April 2014. Because for most of you, it was just another day 5 years ago. But I can. I can describe the weather, where I went, what I was doing, the people I met and the conversations that I had, as though it only happened a few hours ago. I can still hear the sirens hanging heavy in the air, followed that day by a constant and nagging ping of my mobile phone. And with each ping, my heart was beating faster, my hands were sweating and shaking, and I was unable to text back, talk to anybody. Now, my children are at the school, but they were not directly involved in the accident at Liberton High School. But I'm not an unusual parent. Every single parent in our community could do the same for that day. That day, a young person died in school on an ordinary school day because part of the building fell and struck her. We were asked to be patient, to collaborate, to let the fatal accident inquiry and the police inquiries take place before asking any questions, to put our complete trust in the council that something would be done. We didn't grab the front page headlines, but we campaigned tirelessly to highlight our difficulties through the proper channels. We have complied at all times with the wishes placed upon us. Is it because we didn't desert the school in droves, voting with our feet? Liberton is the only school on the south side of the city that has not been rebuilt or refurbished. Those other schools are some of the most popular and least comprehensive in the city, where competition for places requires finance and waiting lists are long.
Now, having read the report for the whole of today's meeting, and in detail including the morning session, and in particular the cases being made for new larger schools, the cases laid out promoting 21st century benefits a new school would bring, the benefits to health and well-being and improved attainment, for example. I find it quite hypocritical making a case to one area of the city promoting the benefits a new school would bring when our kids are expected to carry on being educated in a building older than some of the buildings which have already been replaced. As we see it, the council are sleepwalking into abyss, rising rolls is not going to go away, and holding out for Scottish Government funding year on year in our position is complete folly.
I want to put it in a little bit of context. The parents and the people speak passionately about the incidents that happen, but I think the committee also should be aware of how wonderful the school is. It has one of the best young head teachers in the country. If anyone was at the prize-giving ceremony last week, you would have seen how the school is excelling despite the building, how the community has come together. And one of the silver linings, if there is any, of the tragedies that have happened at Liberton is the Liberton school community is very much as one.
I was just at the official opening of Boroughmuir High School, and you can't help but be struck by how inspiring those buildings are and what a great place for learning they are. But I think Marion put the point very well, that it does strike, I think, the parents and pupils of Liberton as very unfair that they are the one school in the cluster that hasn't had that investment that they need. Indeed, for me, as a constituency MSP, it's pretty stark. I've got 4 high schools in my constituency. I've got Boroughmuir, I've got James Gillespie's, both of which are brand new schools. I've got Firhill, which has had extensive refurbishment and investment. And then I have Liberton, which is an excellent school, but was built in the 1950s. And I just really think that is as simple and as stark as that for me.